Hello, my witchy friends. It's Victory Witch ASMR, and I'm here in my most autumnal sweater to show you my collection of witch hats. I'm a witchcraft historian, so I love a nicely crafted witch hat, as you'll learn if you're new here. And if you're new here, please do subscribe and join the coven, or consider supporting me on Patreon. We have a growing coven of witchy friends on the platform. By joining for less than a cup of coffee or a month, you can unlock dozens of ad-free videos and audios. I post spell videos, spell recipes, witchcraft facts, and it's a lovely, very supportive and cozy community. So please do come join the coven on Patreon. But today I want to show you a selection of beautiful handcrafted witch hats. Now, the history of the witch hat is kind of a complicated thing. There's a lot of different theories about it. Here's the first one. As I show you the witch hats, I'll tell you a little bit more about them and about the history. So this is kind of a classic looking one because it's mushroom themed. And this is made of a very soft, very warm wool material. This one is handmade. And you can see, if we come a little closer, these little spots. It's meant to look like an amanita mushroom. And it's super thick. You'll notice that with almost all the witch hats. And this one was hanging, so they're always fun to attach to the ceiling. And then the bottom has the gills of a mushroom. And it's made of this kind of ruffly fabric. It's quite thick. And very soft. Kind of reminds me of curtains or something. But once upon a time, women, in a lot of the cases it was women, were the sellers of ale, what we know as beer. And they would stand on street corners, basically slinging spirits. And in order to stand out in these very busy crowds, they would have to wear pointed hats. As you can see, when I put this one on, I will put on every witch hat in this video. It really makes you stand out in a crowd. Of course, the traditional witch hats would not look like an amanita mushroom. But they have maintained the shape there. It's pointy, right? So this one is really beautiful and very soft. It's being used as a decoration right now, but you never know, I might decide to be a mushroom for Halloween, so be the perfect choice. This next one is by Costurero Real. I think that's how you pronounce it. And It has mushrooms on it, of course. And this one is made of extremely thick wool. Let's get up close and listen to the sounds of the little mushrooms. You kind of pat them, they feel like real mushrooms also. I love it. These are attached pretty firmly onto the side of the hat. And you'll notice two things about the witch hats that I'm showing you. The first is that they're very dusty. It's really hard to keep dust off the brims of these things. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's somehow witchier. Oh, see, look, you can see the gills of the mushroom. Which is kind of magical that they have that detail. But they're dusty and there's a lot of cat hair on them. Because I have two cats, as I'm sure many of you know. And their hair just gets everywhere. There isn't really much you can do about it. But there's 6 mushrooms on the side of this hat. And it has a nice point to it. I'd say if you're looking for an incredibly high quality witch hat, and I hope some of you are watching this video because you need a witch hat, because your L'Oreal is amazing. I'll put a link to their shop. I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but I'll put a link in the description. And you can see that's a thick hat. If you need a hat to keep you warm this winter or this fall, it's an excellent choice, and the quality of the fabric is unbelievable. So put it on. And look at that. This one goes with my outfit. And while you wear it, you just kind of want to touch the mushrooms. But it does sort of feel appropriate that the hats are so dusty. I mean, there's literally mushrooms growing out of this one. So. Also, this sweater is the Harvest Witch cardigan by one of my nearest and dearest friends, Knock Thrice. I will put a link to the sweater in my description as well. I wear it all autumn long because it's just so pretty. So this is the mushroom. There's a mushroom themed one, and then one with the actual model mushrooms on it. And speaking of Knock Thrice, this is the first hat that I got from her. So she is an embroidery artist as well as a clothes designer. And she started out making hats, and so she made me this custom witch hat for my birthday one year. And look at the brim with the charms on it. There's a little star. We'll go through all of them. Tiny little star. And a teacup, of course, because a witch always has to have their teacup at the ready. Very cute. Another star. It's lined with stars. And I'll show you the embroidery too. Stars. An acorn dangling there. Another star. A little key that's kind of heart-shaped. Another star. And a pair of scissors. If you watch Over the Garden Wall, it's a large part of Over the Garden Wall. really cute. And another star. See, like there's a giant piece of cat fuzz on there. I just don't even try to get rid of it anymore. On the side, there's all sorts of things. The first thing is this little potion bottle. Some kind of like sand or something. I don't know. It just looks spooky and fun. And when she gave it to me, a necklace by Ash Elizabeth Art was actually attached. And the necklace has the word spells on it. And it's a book, a spell book. I'll show you one of her like model cats with a witch hat later in this video. And there's some little plants, little pieces of fake plant on here. I like used a bobby pin to make sure that they stayed on, but they're there. She just added some like fun extra accessories. There's also, you might notice, a little bone. Look at that bone. It's obviously not a real bone, but it's a bone. And it looks really cute on the hat. I should really glue it back on because I had it glued on there, and then one of my cats was really obsessed with touching the bone, and the bone fell off. And then she's also, with all those things there, she has embroidered the hat, and she's put this dyed, kind of piratey looking piece of fabric. And I love that little touch. It's a nice extra bit of flair when you're wearing it. And you can remove it if you want. And then the hat itself has an adjustable brim. There's wire in it. So if you want it to kind of up and away from your face, you can do that. If you want to kind of change the orientation, you can do that as well. And then let's look at the embroidery. So we've got a mushroom theme. It's almost like witches like foraging in the forest or something. We have an amanita mushroom. Really cute. And her embroidery style is just so beautiful. There's little leaves and vines kind of moving around the mushrooms here too. Just swirling around. And then we have like a plain little brown mushroom. And a moon. There's moons on a lot of her stuff. It's one of my favorite things. This matches my moon necklace, honestly. And little sparkly stars. It's really beautiful. I'm trying to be gentle with it because I don't want to catch any of the embroidery. But so this is most certainly like my most treasured hat because it was made custom for me. But it's smaller, which means I have worn it just like out and about before as well. It's fun if you don't want to commit to the super big witch hat, which I often do. Put it on here, and you can see it's got a very small point at the top. And I'll turn it around. You can see that there's the adjustable brim. And we'll flip it around so that you can see it a little bit better, but it's so cute. This is like my everyday driver casual wear hat. And it's very soft and comfy. And most certainly one of my most treasured possessions. I do love that culturally we're kind of reclaiming the witch hat. We're reclaiming the witch, right? She's still here. And that is my beautiful embroidered mock thrice hat. The next one is, I think, one of the most traditional looking ones. Again, she's dusty. This one's made of a really heavy felt material. And it's got 2 layers of material here. So there's like a fake leather, sort of accordion style rim on it. And it really adds a rustic kind of vibe to it, which I love. Feels very authentic. And then there's this beautiful bright orange fabric that lines the top. And there's like 2 layers. And the orange layer matches my nails. It's also quite wide brimmed, but it's cut in kind of an oval shape, as you can see. And this one's got a string on the top because it's been hanging as well. I love a thick, warm witch hat. Keep your noggin warm. It's also secured here, like to kind of bring the brim over a bit. There's a string, just to kind of have it a little bit askew on the head. A very nice touch. And yeah, when I think of a Halloween witch, like a traditional Halloween witch, this is what I think of. The pumpkin oranges and the super tall height of the hat and the material, the jet black material. So let me put this one on. This one also goes with my outfit, and it's so tall that I can barely fit it into the frame of this video. But you can see how that little brim on the side is kind of tucked a little bit. It's kind of poking you. It might poke you in the eye if you're not careful. And you kind of have to arrange the brims on these things. If you've worn a witch hat recently, you know that it's a bit of an adjustment period. They fall, the wind blows them off. But if you really find a good witch hat and you connect with it, it won't budge from your head. You'll have an agreement of some sort. The next one is by the same maker, I believe. And again, so hairy. Oh my god, so hairy. But it's really cute. I love this fabric. I wish I had a blouse in this fabric. It's gorgeous. And this one is so tall that I've like kind of bent the felt. You can hear how lovely the sound of that is. The lovely little fabric that rims the top. And then one of the most interesting parts of it is those little like pieces of leather, fake leather, and little rivets. You call them rivets? I don't know. The little top laces that are going on with the metal circular holders for them. So there's some more underneath this piece of fabric at the front, but look how tall this hat is. It's so tall. It's so unbelievably tall. And you can see the lining is white inside, and there's some hand stitching with a thread that is a similar color to the fabric on the outside. But it's a very narrow hat, so this one doesn't stay on very well, and I've been using it for purely decorative purposes. I wouldn't really wear it to dress up, I don't think. And it's again like kind of an oval shape, which is very true of how witch hats were historically. They were more an oval shape than circular. And see, this one's more manageable when you have that little, like, you kind of flip the top over. It looks kind of funny, but it feels a little more, yeah, like manageable. It doesn't feel as tall. You don't feel like you're going to walk into a door frame, for example, and your hat's gonna fall off. This one's also kind of floppy, like a beach hat or something. So it'd be nice if there was a little bit of like wire in the brim or something. But it's cute. I like it. And it kind of sits on top of the head, so it's not as comfortable, but a beautiful, beautiful handmade piece that I absolutely adore. And yeah, very similar to the other one in its shape and style. But this one's even taller than the other one. Like, it's so tall that, see, like, look how long that is. It's so tall that it won't like stay upright most of the time. It's kind of all over the place. So these are all of the witch hats. Let's do a little inventory. So we've got this one, which I think is probably in my top 3. And then this one, like almost at the top. Probably second to the knock thrice one. Also really love it. This one's just such good quality. Like, I cannot believe how thick it is. And this one's amazing. I remember this was kind of like a TikTok trend to make these kinds of hats with the measurement, the gills underneath. And then here's the knock thrice one. So we've got quite a few to choose from. And then I'm trying to juggle all the hats. They're very hard to hold. And then as well, you have this one. Like, you can see how floppy it is. It just kind of doesn't stay. But those are all of my witch hats. Quite the stack going on here. We've got 5 of them in total. And I'm hoping to amass some more. I also want to thank all of you who, if you're watching to the end of this video, we've waited around. I went on a bit of a mental health break, and it was really nice. For those of you on Patreon, thank you for being there for me, sticking around, supporting me. I've got 1 and 2, 3, and 4, and 5 witch hats. But I will be back uploading for the fall season. Obviously, this is my favorite season of them all. And thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers. Here's the tiniest witch hat I probably own. This is a custom little clay model made by Ash Elizabeth Art. And this is meant to be like the Figbury ASMR mascot. So, again, thank you for 2,000 subscribers. And if you're new here, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. And I'm so excited for the autumnal season. I hope that you have a lovely start to September and a restful and peaceful sleep.